Mogeni. Mogeni. A very good afternoon to you. Good evening, actually, I should say. And welcome to the Mountain Edition, NTV on the road, the third and final night live from Meru County. And tonight we have the traditional dancers of this great community also to showcase some of their cultural aspects as we focus on stories from this part of the country. County number 12. Thank you so much for making time for us on NTV Weekend Edition, NTV on the road. Tonight, the top stories.
Tonight, a BBI tune not everyone is dancing to.
I promise you, hiyo reggae itasimama.
Hii gari ya moshi itaenda mpaka itafika kule tunataka ifike. Sawa? Sawa. Nobody can stop reggae.
BBI brigade in Garissa. Politicians still divided.
And politicians or electorate.
We know who these people are. We party with them. We go to school with them. We know their characters and we elect them. So we get what we deserve.
An examination of the quality of leaders and BBI.
Plus, mind the gap. Education in crisis.
Hakuna building bridges kama watoto wetu wako nyumbani.
Northeastern leaders outline region's BBI agenda.
Also tonight, the lush greenery tucked deep in Meru County. The green gold sought far and wide.
Ngadi inaona pesa. Serikali inaona pesa. So naona miti inachenga hichi kabisa.
More of Meru County in the Mountain Edition.
This is Weekend Edition with Edmond, Nyabola and Olive Burrows.
Good evening and welcome to NTV Weekend Edition. As Edmond, or Kimathi I should say, said, Mugeni, we're coming to you from county number 12, Meru County. This is the Mountain Edition. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling all right. You feel the crickets as well?
Yeah, I can hear them.
Company.
So tonight is a big finale. So There will be lots of dancing, lots of music. You definitely want to stay tuned because we will represent Meru County to the fullest. But first, the big stories of the day, and we start with matters BBI. Northeastern leaders want the Teachers Service Commission to be a semi-autonomous government agency under the Ministry of Education for what they call better control and management.
Now, according to the leaders, the region has suffered as teachers are arbitrarily transferred, leaving the region with a shortage always, as is the case at the moment. The region's leaders also want the creation of another county and 2 other constituencies, as they also support the proposal to expand the government.
Well, NTV's senior political affairs reporter, I should say, Kennedy Mureithi, has traversed many counties this weekend. He was in Garissa County for that particular event and has prepared this report.
The Garissa chapter of the BBI rallies, bringing together Garissa, Wajir and Mandera counties, focused heavily on education in the region. The education issue was in the 13-point memorandum read by Mandera Governor Ali Roba. The Northeastern leaders accused the Teachers Service Commission of discrimination and now want the commission as an arm of the Education Ministry and not as autonomous as it is now.
Ikiwa Teachers Service Commission hawezi kurudisha wale walimu ambao wametupokonya, sisi tukiwa county tutaandika walimu.
Nataka kujua kama huyu mama anaitwa Nancy Macharia na Profesa Nzomo wako na uwezo ama ni serikali ya Kenya.
I want to appeal His Excellency the President and Right Honorable Prime Minister and the rest to take this matter of teachers in Northeastern Province seriously if we mean what we are talking about BBI.
Nimeongea na Uhuru kabla sijakuja hapa. Narudi kuongea na yeye tena. Wiki ijayo mtasikia matangazo. Sawa? Hakuna kama walimu wanarudi hapa.
Further, the leaders want the government to admit students from the region with lower marks into the teaching profession. They see this as a viable homegrown solution in the event non-local teachers flee from the region or are transferred due to insecurity.
Plus ya Wajia, Mandera na Garissa ni kama B ya sehemu nyingine katika jamhuri.
Jumanne lazima tuite TSC katika Senate na katika bunge waseme ni kwa nini walimu hawezi kuja, lazima waeleze. Nataka tufanye affirmative action. Wale vijana ambao wamepata C-, D+, wachukuliwe wapelekwe katika teacher training colleges.
The region's leaders are also advocating for the national government to undertake land special plans for each of the counties in the region. They also want the removal of the 3-mile rule along Tana River between Garissa and Tana River counties, which has been a source of conflict and have the river as the boundary line. They also want an increase of the equalization fund from 0.5% as per the first Commission for Revenue Allocation Policy formula to 10%. The leaders also want the creation of Holugo and Abasweni constituencies, as well as an extra county to be known as Ijara County, as the census showed the constituency to have about 300,000 people. And in an effort to combat the rising insecurity in the region, the leaders want the national government to invest in counter-radicalization measures that will be overseen by the 2 levels of government. The leaders from the 3 counties are also advocating for anchoring into law of the economic regional blocks. The Northeastern leaders also want compensation for Agala and Malkamari massacre victims, as well as full implementation of TJRC and Dongo reports.
The government should guarantee equitable inclusion of representation of the Garissa, Wajir, Mandera counties, especially women in top government positions, leadership and management of public institutions.
The leaders from the 3 counties that congregated here in Garissa County also want a piece of government, as they say the latest census numbers have given them impetus to make sure that they do have that voice to sit at the decision-making table. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV in Garissa County.
Staying with Matters Building Bridges initiative, and the Garissa meeting was also laced with calls to expand the executive and accommodate more leaders, with a proposal to have a Prime Minister and 2 deputies still on the table.
While the leaders who spoke also insisted on a parliamentary system as the key remedy to having ministers accountable to voters.
Watu wa Garissa, Marsabit na Mandera wameongea, wameropoka, wamekohoa, wametoa makamasi yote, sio? Lakini tutaendelea mpaka tutakwisha. Hii gari ya moshi itaenda mpaka itafika kule tunataka ifike, sawa? Hii jambo ya kuleta katiba imetoka kwa Uhuru Kenyatta, imetoka kwa nani? Na Raila Amolo. Sasa tunataka kuona ni nani anaunga Uhuru Kenyatta na Raila Odinga mkono.
I have advocated for myself all along, everywhere, for a pure parliamentary system, for the very simple reason that is the time when you have power with accountability.
Tuwe na serikali ya parliamentary system, ili tuwe like South Africa au India. Wakati tunachagua watu ambao wataongoza serikali, tunachagua kulingana na vyama.
Mimi nataka kumwambia William Ruto, kama wewe unaweza safisha kikombe hii nje uzunguke huko Mount Kenya, kwanza safisha kikombe ndani.
Hii BBI inataka kupatia nafasi kila mtu, na tusipotafuta hii nafasi sahihi kama jamii, mtabaki nyuma.
On the BBI, Deputy President William Ruto has accused organizers of the Building Bridges Initiative rallies of perpetuating ethnic divisions in the country.
Now, DP Ruto and his allies warned that such utterances would further divide the country, which goes against the BBI spirit. Ruto was speaking at the Full Gospel Gatunduri Church in Meru County.
And he was accompanied by leaders from the Mount Kenya region.
Tumechoka kupangwa. Tumechoka kuambiwa tuandike application ya kuwa wa Kenya in a country where our umbilical cord is buried, na haitazikwa tena. Jana mliona ile happen huko huko Narok. Na mimi nasema kwa mpenzi ambao tunampenda rais wetu mpendwa Uhuru Kenyatta, if you had any doubts about your so-called partner in BBI, Raila Odinga, that doubt should have fizzled out yesterday.
Siku ya jana, I am a very bitter Kenyan. Na hii sarakasi lazima iishi. Hawezi kuwa ukienda Mombasa, ukipewa nafasi ya kuongea BBI, unaambia watu watarudishiwa mashamba yao, mashamba ambayo iko na title ya watu wengine.
Kila Mkenya ako na haki aishi, afanye biashara, aombe uongozi katika kila sehemu ya Kenya bila ya kushurutishwa na bila ya kuomba ruhusa mtu yeyote. This story we are being told about nobody can stop reggae. If the reggae is what we are seeing, the ethnicity that is being preached in BBI rallies, and the ethnic profiling of communities, and the hate and the campaign one community against another, if that is the reggae they are talking about, my friends, reggae will stop.
Now, as the Building Bridges initiative debate rages on, the country continues to reel from impunity, especially by the political class.
And this is despite pending court cases hanging over their shoulders. A section of politicians continue to carry out their duties as business as usual.
Now, Zainab Ismail spoke to Ruben Kigame, who is of the opinion that the BBI is focusing on the wrong things. Take a listen.
The Embakasi East legislator strutted into the Ole Ntimama Stadium in Narok for the Building Bridges initiative rally on Saturday in a typical political fashion. Even though he was not one of the speakers, a section of the crowd demanded to hear from Mutu wetu.
Asanteni sana. Wananchi power! Wananchi ria!
But just a few weeks ago, Babu Owino was in the dock on a criminal charge of attempted murder. He is currently out on bail. The victim, a young man, DJ Evolve, is holding on to his dear life, still in the intensive care unit, paying the price of having gotten too close to a powerful man.
We can all look at Babu Owino or any of the other guys in government and blame them. But you know, the people to blame would not even be them. It is we people. We know who these people are. We party with them. We go to school with them. We know their characters and we elect them. So we get what we deserve.
In Garissa, for the region's BBI rally on Sunday, Migori Governor Kotho Bado is also now dining once again with the political royalty.
Northern Kenya, oi! BBI!
As the memories of the murder of Rongo University student Sharon Otieno slowly fades into oblivion with the case still in court.
Tell me one person who's been brought, before, the systems of justice that has actually been convicted. Right. There's not one. But every day we are convicting Kenyans for very petty things. So it seems like we have two kinds of citizens, those above the law and those below the law.
Kigame says the country is leaking, and instead of fixing the leak, those in position are busy doing and discussing everything else except the leak. He says the country is suffering because of a lack of values.
Every 5 years, we go to elect these same people. Then we blame them. The problem is us. It should begin with us. The change that we need begins right down here at the banking hall, in the school room, that somebody needs to answer for why the 15 children in Kakamega perished. Somebody needs to answer for the collapsed buildings in this country. Somebody needs to tell us where the NYS money went. You don't begin by holding office. You don't begin by getting a job. You begin by forming your character. because it's out of a formed character that you get good leaders, that you get good professionals, that you get responsible citizens.
Zainab Ismail, NTV.
It doesn't mean we can't.
An anxious week awaits Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko as the plot to remove him from office gains traction.
The notice of motion to impeach him was tabled on Thursday, setting the stage for what may be the beginning of the downfall of the once powerful governor and street-savvy politician.
Murang'a examines Sonko's predicament.
For close to the 3 years he has been in office, Nairobi County Governor Mike Sonko has held sway with the men and women who sit in this assembly.
Removal of the governor from office.
At the height of his reign in power, this motion would not have seen the light of day. But now, it is not only on the floor of the House, but indications are that it could easily carry the day when it comes up for debate. The MCA's move to impeach the governor just the culmination of a series of events that threatened to dethrone Mike Sonko from his perch as the leader of the county. The MCAs accuse Sonko of a myriad of transgressions, including abuse of office, corruption running into hundreds of millions of shillings, failure to constitute a county executive committee and instead relying on officers serving on acting capacity, failure to appoint a deputy governor for over 2 years, and failure to provide leadership at the assembly and the county, amongst other things.
The county government is unable to perform the following functions as required under Part 2 of the 4th schedule of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, refuse collection.
The move to impeach Sonko has been in the offing for a while now. The first murmurs of that came soon after he was charged with graft and locked out of his office by the courts. An attempt to stop his impeachment failed to work in Sonko's favor when the courts declined to issue orders stopping MCAs from taking this course of action late last year. This year, the governor has tried unsuccessfully to stall his impeachment, the latest attempt coming less than a fortnight ago when he allegedly called a number of MCAs to his office in a bid to create a quorum hitch at the assembly on the day the motion was first slated to be tabled. The impeachment proceedings will come at a time when the assembly seems to be riding on the wave of unity. Members from Jubilee, ODM and NASA to some extent are now more or less reading from the same page, meaning that it may not be a long shot getting the requisite third of all the members of the county assembly. Already, 62 MCAs have signed their names on the notice of motion. There are 85 elected and 38 nominated MCAs in the Nairobi City County Assembly. Sonko's chances of surviving the impeachment now hinge on just how well he can whip the MCAs into siding with him, and he has just less than a week to turn the tide. Brenda Wanga, NTV.
From the politics and governance issues, 3 people, among them an 80-year-old girl, have been admitted at the Murang'a Level 5 hospital after exhibiting signs of cholera.
The victims, who reside in the outskirts of Murang'a town, are believed to have contracted the disease from contaminated food.
Jacob Irungu continues to recuperate at the Murang'a Level 5 hospital. He was admitted on Thursday alongside an 80-year-old girl. They all had similar symptoms and tested positive to cholera. A third patient was brought in on Friday. The county's disease surveillance coordinator, Chris Mwangi, says the 3 patients are from Kiharu sub-county.
Had been able to give a package as a package of health education to the families. Also disinfected the households where the 3 cases could have soiled, and also given prophylaxis to the close contacts of these cases. All the 3 seem to have taken a meal from along the banks of this stream. We are zeroing in on food safety in the county, and in terms of food hawking, food establishments, the health of our food handlers, and general sanitation in our premises.
Tunatumia maji ile safi, tuangaliliwe mahali mtu anapikia, sababu hii kikao ndio ofisi yangu, ndio na kuja kila asubuhi hapa, ndio nategemea. Ndio watoto wangu wanategemea hapa kukula, kusoma. Kwa hivyo nikiambiwa nisikuja hapa kesho, sijui nitafanya nini.
Through a letter, the county's public health officer indicated that they shall conduct a crackdown on food vendors on the streets.
Hawezi jua saa ametoka na maji wapi hata bora utapata chakula ikiwa imeiva na ni bei rahisi na ukimwomba maji anakupatia.
Food vendors have denied compromising their standards of hygiene. Sharon Murang'a, NTV.
It's 20 minutes past the hour. We take our first short breather on NTV on the road and NTV Weekend Edition live from the Gatimene Gardens Hotel. A very serene environment. Do you feel the crickets?
Oh, I almost tripped. Thank you.
Please do not. So we have our traditional dancers here as well. We'll be talking to them in a short while about the Meru culture and why we are dressed like this, by the way.
Yes, and find out why the Gatimene Gardens are not the only beautiful place in Meru. This gentleman here visited the blue waters of the Ndare. Did I get that right? Forest. More on that after this break.
Actually, it's Ndare. Let's take a short break.
Ni aje, mimi Jonte Fresh. Mimi ndio nimetambulika hii Gikomba yote sekta ya manguo. Jumio transform nguo ordinary za mtush zenye ziuka mna hii harufu ya bail into the freshest igikosi yote. Siri ni hii real mpya ya pink. Na kushow mtush zinang'ara kung'ara kushinda kamera. So clean, so fresh. Ma customer unaisana na hii story. Ninatumia aerial touch of down mpya tu.
Female genital mutilation is one of the worst forms of gender-based violence that is meted on girls and women worldwide. According to UNICEF, more than 200 million girls and women alive today have been cut worldwide, and 9.3 million have undergone the cut in Kenya. Another 3 million girls are at risk of undergoing the cut every year. Therefore, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta has committed to end FGM in Kenya by the year 2022. Ending FGM is the responsibility of every Kenyan. Kukomesha ukeketaji ni jukumu langu, jukumu lako na jukumu letu. Pamoja tukomeshe ukeketaji kufikia mwaka wa 2022. This message is brought to you by the Anti-FGM Board in collaboration with UNICEF Kenya.
Prepare yourself for a new live bet experience. Top minute, boosted live bet odds. Mozart, make a decision.
At Safaricom Foundation, we believe that people's dreams have the power to uplift their communities. And this is why we are committed to investing in programs that focus on health, education, and economic empowerment. Through Ndoto Zetu, last year, we met one such dreamer, Dr. Michael Kazungu, who believed that improving some of the facilities at Blue Nile Hospital would increase the levels of access to healthcare for the residents of Mkoroshoni in Kilifi County.
Tulikuwa kama wanakijiji tunapata shida sana.
Kwa bahati nzuri tulipo apply basi tulitunukiwa zawadi kubwa sana. Mashine ya kupima damu inaitwa full hemogram machine pamoja na kile kitanda. Wengi ambao wanakuja sasa hivi wanapata huduma nzuri kwa bei nafuu.
Tuma ombi lako leo online safaricomfoundation.org/ndoto zetu au tafuta msafara wa Safaricom mkoa wako.
Ndoto zetu, uwezo wetu.
Taking pride in constructing tomorrow's skylines. Adding strength to Kenya's landmarks. Presenting the power for specialized constructions. Cementing the nation's future. Simba Cement, the strength and pride of Kenya.
Now also produced in Nakuru and Mombasa.
Looking at the assignment keenly, we are supposed to be in Mombasa County, not Kilifi County. That is where we are headed right now.
Nakwambia. Si tulitoka mbio.
Yeah.
This story was a story that didn't go very far beyond writing out of casual observation.
The story did not really come out the way you've pitched it, and that was very disappointing for me.
Thank you for staying with the NTV Weekend Edition. We're coming to you live from the Gatimene Gardens, and we have a choir behind us in the form of crickets. And speaking of insects, the mass locust invasion continues. A swarm containing millions of locusts has invaded Meru County, sparking fear in the region, which highly depends on livestock farming.
Kiplekwa, Cheptaiwa and Mogorwa villages of Tenges Ward are the hardest hit areas. Parts of Elgeyo Marakwet County have also been affected by the locusts, which have been traversing the country.
Now, locals have again been warned not to feast on the pests, as they may pose a health hazard after being sprayed by pesticides. Baringo is now the 20th county to have been affected by the pests.
Now, political leaders continued with the Building Bridges Initiative debates in different parts of the country.
But the Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, says he will wait for the debate to reach the floor of the House, even as his hosts in Meru County pushed the region's agenda.
Na kwa sababu yenyewe haijakuja bunge, siwezi kusimama mbele ya umati kama huu nianze kuyazungumzia, kwa sababu nitakuwa nitakosea wananchi heshima, na pia kukosea hawa viongozi hawa waheshimiwa heshima, kwa sababu nitakuwa nimetoa maoni yangu kabla sijapata ripoti kule bungeni.
Kwa BBI tuko ndani, na mimi naomba hii kitu tufanye hii public hearing haraka, hiyo bili kuje tutengeneze, turudi kwa wananchi, tupige kura, Kenya iende mbele.
As a kissing nation, we want a structure where we have a president, we have a structure where we have a deputy president, we have a prime minister and the two deputy prime ministers supporting to ensure that every part of Kenya is represented in that national table where things are being shared. At least every part of Kenya would be able to claim a share cut on that handshake.
Tumeangalia tukasema hii yote ni mzuri, lakini tunataka kuongezea vitu vingine nzuri ambayo itafanya watu wetu wafaidike. Hivyo ndio tumesema ile iko ni nzuri, lakini tuongezee vitu vingine. The 8 pillars are good, lakini tunataka kuongezea vitu vingine ambayo itasaidia watu wetu.
All right, finally, we are done with the politics. Okay, temporarily, as is the case in Kenya. But let's get to the stories about county number 12, and that is Meru County. And this one has to do with the green gold. Some told us it tastes like chewing gum, the sweeter yellow one, not the green one, which can be bitter. Others compared it to honey, and others to the hot, juicy trimmings of grilled meat, or nyama choma, if you will. Does the nyama choma sound good?
Huh?
Does the nyama choma sound good?
It does, but
now?
What's the relationship with Miraa though?
Does Gatimene Gardens do nyama choma? Maybe we should place an order.
They must. Are you salivating yet? Because we've been speaking of nyama choma. And in this next report, we find out why the residents of Meru's Kathatene consider Miraa one of life's sweetest things. Take a look.
Chewing gum, honey, or a nice juicy bite of sizzling meat, the kind that comes from the choicest of cuts, the kind Abel gave in sacrifice to his maker.
Yani unaonja unasikia kama ni mafuta tu kwenye mdomo.
To me, it tasted more like a really bitter strain of black tea. But then again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and who can argue when the green gold returns a handsome profit.
Nimeuza nguo, nimeuza viatu, nimeuza ndawa. Hizo kazi zote hazikuwa zinapata pesa mingi. Lakini wakati nilianza hii kazi, nilikuja kugundua kilo moja inaweza pata hata 200, 500. Ile kazi nilikuwa napata nafanya kitambo, hata kwa ngiri moja nilikuwa napata 100. Lakini hii kazi ni nzuri, hata kama iko seasonal, na kazi ya Miraa haina fixed amounts, ni bila mnaeleano na mwenye nakununulia. Ikimea kuna watu wa kununua Miraa bana kwenda kutafutia soko.
And going by the distances Meru's Miraa travels, they're evidently not the only ones who consider it one of life's pleasures. But business isn't what it once was.
Sai mwenye alikuwa anakula kama hii 8, this is 8. Saa hii anakula haka kamoja. Kama Oria hivi walikuwa wanakula hii mingi wakienda safari kama Mandera, mandereba wa Wajia, mandereba wa lori wa Mombasa, mandereba wa Nairobi walikuwa wanakula miraa mingi, lakini saa hii kila mtu analalamika, anasema uchumi uko juu.
Life never quite the same after the United Kingdom classified miraa or cat as a controlled drug.
Sasa hiyo wakati tulikuwa tunauza hiyo miraa mingi na wakati mtu mmoja alikuwa nakula kama hii, ni wakati miraa ilikuwa inaenda London. Watutafutie soko sana sana, tunazafurahi sana. Hata hapa Tanzania waongea watu wa Ethiopia, Uganda, Zimbabwe, na soko ikuwa open kwa kila mtu.
Still, the miraa growers, traders and drivers managed to get by, and their county government has made efforts to improve their fortune, breaking ground on the Murang'a market. But even as the cat traders aspire to access markets outside the country, the boundaries that cut across counties are themselves proving a challenge.
Naomba asanicho asikie kilio yetu. Sisi kama wa Meru. Sisi tunatuma miraa Mombasa. Miraa ilikuwa na ngari ilikuwa inalipa 30,000. Sasa ni 47,000.
A tax, they say, given Miraa's far-reaching popularity, will adversely impact more than just themselves.
Hii miraa si mtu mmoja anakula. Wale wanatunda wanaona pesa. Inampa watu wote pesa. Hata kule Mombasa. Wale wanauncha wanaona pesa yao. Hata Nairobi wale wanauncha wanaona pesa. Ngari inaona pesa. Serikali inaona pesa. So naona miti inachenga hichi kabisa.
And as for that small matter of miraa and its effect on virility,
Hii shule iko na watoto 3,000. Kama ni watu wa miraa.
Kama mimi kuna watoto, kama mimi ni kijana kuna watoto 8.
Well, Edmond, the gentlemen I spoke to were adamant that miraa does not compromise a man's virility, and they asked me to test it out, which I did not. And
did you actually try
so they say it's an
miraa?
old wives' tale. I don't know what the science shows. Sorry, Did I taste it? Yes, actually, I tried miraa from a tree they claim is 700 years old. They also say that the older the tree, the tastier the miraa. But for me, it just tasted like a very concentrated cup of black tea.
But that aspect of reality is one that they have to conduct tests on and maybe file a report someday in the future. And staying with stories from here, Meru County takes pride in having some of the best tourist attraction sites in the country. One such place is Ngarendare, a vast ecosystem covering over 13,000 acres of land and boasts a variety of flora and fauna.
Ngarendare has won various tourism awards in Kenya and Africa as a model for sustainable ecotourism with plenty of benefits for the community. Let's take a look at Edmond Nyabola's report.
This is one of the main tourist attractions here in the Ngarendare ecosystem, the place of blue waters, natural blue, as you can see behind me. And the story is quite interesting because this water actually comes from the top of Mount Kenya in one of the lakes identified as Lake Ellis, flows through underground streams and pops up through the rocks and into this ecosystem. It's actually a natural pool that most people dive in and take a swim as well. Ngarendare is a Maasai phrase which means water for the gods. And I'm told you can actually drink it without having to purify.
This is the home of wildlife, including the big five and other animals, the beautiful birds in the forest, and our waterfall here are the source, the blue pool.
The Ngarendare ecosystem won the Eco Warriors Award in December of 2019 as one of the best models of sustainable existence between nature and the community.
All the revenue collected from this forest, it goes an extra mile of supporting the people living within the community that's surrounding the forest.
We pay for the school fees, the students back at the villages there. Also, we help the communities to construct the roads, and we also provide them with the water tanks and even biogases to reduce the conflict from the forest here.
We are about 10 meters from the surface, and yeah, this is for adrenaline junkies only. And from here we are able to see the entire Ngarendare ecosystem, the beautiful indigenous trees, the streams that feed into some of the major rivers in the country, and of course the wild game from here as well, and not forgetting the great Mount Kenya as well from here, looking gorgeous. Ndare, it's such a beautiful place, and there's wild game. We are told actually the big five live there, and some of the attractions that you find there when you visit is that the blue water. It's called the place of blue waters. Actually, naturally blue like the ocean. While you have to paint the floor of your swimming pool to look
so
blue,
envious.
that is actually natural.
I'm really envious. Yeah. Was fortunate that you got the chance to see it for yourself.
But it's so far away from town, it's quite a journey, and so, all right, we'll maybe perhaps visit someday else when we have time. Let's take a break on NTV On The Road Mountain Edition, live from the Gatimene Gardens here in Meru County. When we come back, we'll be speaking to the county's Chief of Staff on behalf of the Governor on some of the issues facing this county. And you have
yes, actually, there was a question that came out of my trip to Mawa, and the question was, is the county government doing anything as far as the tax imposed by the Mombasa County government on the Miraa?
All right, we'll find out after this break. Stay with us.
Kuna mdenge fulani bibi yako na nywele refu yani. Kuna ngoko fulani bibi amemechali yake hadi Sio ndio madonna na kutupinya mtu mbao. Mimi nimemjenga dhao, gari ilikuwa salaza, akaniambia nimjenge 17 na batina that yangu.
The way this position is tiring. Nimechoka.
What's that? Ni shosho fulani hapa hivi.
Ati shosho.
Call for long at 1 shilling 50 cents to all networks.
Cartelo.
Dial star 544 hash to subscribe. Telkom, moving with you.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Selena! Toto, where is mommy? Today's a toilet day. What? Oh.
Selena!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow we're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
It's a toilet, not a white shirt. Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with bleach and detergent, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible.
Challenge. Harpic 10X. Even if you use bleach and detergent 10 times, they won't give you the same sparkling clean toilet that Harpic 10X will give you.
Wow!
Harpic 10X. Harpic, Kenya's #1 toilet cleaner.
Who wants to answer? Mary?
Mary has a toothache.
Oh, I see. And who knows why?
Because her tooth is too big.
No, it might be a hole in her tooth called a cavity. That's why I brush twice a day using Colgate.
Imagine this is your tooth and these are food acids that cause cavities. Colgate with calcium and fluoride helps prevent cavities
For maximum cavity protection.
and now available in a 12-gram sachet for fresh breath. Only 15 shillings.
Your multi-bet is on its way to hit the bullseye. Oh, you lose one match, but only in Mozart. Mozart Refund, lose one game, get your cash back. Make a decision. Terms and conditions apply.
The Mountain Edition, live from the Gatimene Gardens in Meru Town, Meru County. We now want to speak to the Chief of Staff of Meru County, Mr. Gideon Kimathi, who is here on behalf of the Governor, who had to travel to Nairobi to make arrangements for the Building Bridges Initiative meeting happening here next weekend. Thank you so much, Bona Gideon, for making time for us.
Thank you so much, Edmond.
We've just had a story on Miraa, which is one of the cash crops in this part of the country.
Yes.
And the issues that came out of that are the unstable markets.
Yes.
Mombasa County being one of them, and they've imposed very high taxes for you to be taking your product there. Are you considering perhaps negotiating with them?
Thank you, Edmond, and thank you all the viewers.
Miraa is a very, very good crop for Meru, and not only for Meru, but for the entire country and the entire region. And of course, the counties came into effect so that we can be able to facilitate our people to be more productive and also to be able to market our goods. It will be prudent for us as a country if, as counties, we assist each other so that our unique products will be able to get market into the sister counties, and then we also facilitate so that their products, their goods will be able to get market in our place. So you are right, we have a problem or rather a challenge whereby like Mombasa County has imposed some taxation or some other restrictions, which we are also looking at so that we talk with our county, because it is also in their interest that we have that mutual understanding, we have that mutual cooperation. And you know, our Governor Kiraitu Murungi is somebody who is able to reach out to the other leaders so that they can agree, they can understand, they can read the parameters that are there. And it's something that we are doing also through our county assembly. They are also trying to reach out to the county assembly of Mombasa and other areas so that such legislations can be stopped, because it is in the interest of our country that each and every county does a legislation that in effect will not hinder commerce of the other county. Okay. So it's something that we are considering looking at.
For those who consume this plant, yes, it's usually actually as raw as it is. Are you perhaps considering value addition and stuff
actually,
like that?
You're right. For a long time, Edmond, this commodity has been taken raw. I saw you guys in the field today, and I admire what you're doing there. But through our Meru University, we are doing research, and also through JKUAT, some research have been made, and we have value addition going on so that we can package Miraa, we can have Miraa juice, we can even have sweets from Miraa, because if we do like that, then we are going to make sure that our farmers get more value for the crop, rather than when it is being foreign like this. You've seen the vehicles, how they move very, very fast. I think when we do value addition, we also try to help the transportation, then drivers and all the rest. So it's something that we are doing. The county government and Governor Kiraitu Murungi has revamped the Meru Investment Development Corporation, which is the investment arm of the county government of Meru. It's a unique arrangement as an independent body, and this is a body that does value addition not only for Miraa. It is looking at value addition for Miraa, for bananas, for potatoes, and all those other crops. So Miraa is part and parcel of the crops that we are doing value addition.
Okay. One of the stories we've been covering here concerns the burden of cancer in this county. And the Meru County government has been developing the Meru Level 5 hospital. And this is a report that was filed by Melita Oletenges. Let's have a look before we have this discussion.
Construction is currently ongoing at the Meru Level 5 hospital. The 4-story building expansion of the inpatient wards is expected to accommodate 600 patients. It currently holds 300.
We are looking to expand capacity. We are looking to have modern facility for patients, because we believe that in the year 2020, public facilities should be better, if not at par, with the private facilities, so that we provide care to our patients.
A 15-bed renal unit and a 10-bed ICU unit are also under construction.
We will be completing our ICU by April. It will be operational. So we want to reach a point where we are not having to put our patients in ambulances and take them for intensive care in Nairobi and in Kenyatta Hospital. We all know that that also causes strains in Kenyatta National Hospital.
The hospital has also procured state-of-the-art equipment for different departments, including this biosafety cabinet that is used for chemotherapy drugs and these chemotherapy chairs at the oncology department.
We look at mass screening for the population here. We also have diagnostic services available at the County Referral Hospital. We have treatment options available for patients, which includes chemotherapy and some targeted agents. We, however, have to refer our patients to Nairobi for radiotherapy. And then we have palliative care services within the hospital and also in some of the sub-county hospitals. And we are lucky in Meru that we have hospice, Meru Hospice, that is available to the patients.
The Meru Level 5 hospital gets referrals from the Upper Eastern region, numbering over 3 million patients annually. With its expansion, the hospital will offer better services to the people and much closer home. Milita Oletenges, NTV, Meru.
The concern in this is cancer, and just yesterday we had the Mount Kenya run to raise funds to set up a cancer institute within the Level 5 hospital. How will this be set up, and what sort of benefits and services will you be offering to the members of the public?
Thank you, Edmond. I want to first of all thank you, NTV, and all the other participants who came out yesterday, because we are one of the most successful mountain running events in the world. You realize it has never happened again in this region.
Yes.
And as the governor and intimated, the kind of support that we got from institutions, from sponsors was immense. And what we are trying to do from the proceeds is that we want to look at cancer, because Meru County is ranked highly in terms of prevalence of cancer, which is not a good number anyway. And we are trying to look at situations whereby we can set up the Meru Cancer Institute. One thing, it will do research so that we know what is this cause, what is the cause of this high prevalence of cancer. Then we also want the Cancer Institute to educate our people so that we can do preventive approach or strategies rather than curing cancer. Secondly, we also want to look at those people who have cancer. We identify early enough before it is too late. Once we identify, then we are going to put them on treatment, and we are sure when we use all those strategies, we are going to reduce the numbers of the cancer patients in Meru. Okay. Meru Level 5 is a place where we want to put the Cancer Institute, and just this week, the cancer clinic was opened. You saw the first lady is there, led by our very own first lady, Priscilla Murang'a. They have set already the cancer clinic, and we also do a lot of ground checks. We go to the ground, screen, but the governor always asks us to ask ourselves one question. After you screen, what next? Okay. And that what next is what we want to answer through the Cancer Institute that we are going to set at Meru Level 5.
Meru has a landmass of over 6,000 square kilometers and a population of 1.55 yes. or a million or thereabout. Surely yes. that is a very big number. If yes. you're going to be doing screening yes. and you have just one facility, how are yes. you going to do that?
No, screening will go on at our dispensaries, health centers. We shall be doing screening. But what we want to do is that at least we have one center whereby all services related to cancer will be offered. Okay. You know, cancer treatment is expensive. It will not be very easy to start with to say that we are going to have cancer centers in each and every health facility. Right. But at least once we do screening, where do we take them? Okay. Right now, if you want treatment, people will go to India. But the governor is asking himself one question: how many people are able to go to India? Okay. So instead of empowering people, or rather than doing a rambi so that people can go to India, selling land so that people can go to India, or Nairobi Kenyatta National Hospital, can't we have our own Kenyatta National Hospital here at Meru Level 5?
Another big issue, and this is not just unique to Meru County, is the issue of youth employment. And yes. Meru County has actually started a model set up kind of youth service that replicates what we have at the national level, the National Youth Service to employ the youth, and about 2,000 are actually yes. Graduated from yes. that training. Let's have a look at that. The initiative has so far seen about 2,000 youth graduate from the training. The program is intended to complement the national government's efforts towards addressing the 18.3% youth unemployment rate. The Meru County government is viewing the program as a means not only to keep its youth out of trouble, but equip them with technical skills. An inspiration in step with the national government's campaign to see more youth vocationally competent.
Ama si lazima ukue umesomea kitu kubwa sana ndio upate kazi. Kuna kazi mingi huku nje. Tulikuwa na wengi ambao walifanya constructions, building, wakafanya plumbing, So kuna kazi huku nje. Acha tujaribu kama youth tusomee kila kitu, technical courses tufanye. Juu hii ndio kazi na Korea kama kosi ya mikono yangu.
The first 2 weeks of the program are dedicated to building the cohort's mental strength at a training center in Igoji before receiving artisanal training in centers across the country. The trainees have been recruited from all of Meru's 45 wards.
Because of this training or this initiative that Governor Kiraitu has started, we will be able to keep ourselves out of like robbery, drug abuse, and in our society we will also be people who are respected because they are not depending from their society, but the society is depending from them.
In 2018, 400 youth graduated as community health volunteers. The last cohort of 600 graduated in December 2019. So that's 2,000 of just a very huge number of the youth here in this county. What are you doing with the rest in terms of formal and informal kind of employment to benefit them?
Okay, thank you. Meru Youth Service.
A little bit lower than that. Okay, that's okay.
So Meru Youth Service is an initiative from the governor of Meru and the county government of Meru, because right now we have so many young people unemployed, and the governor normally says that our young people are actually unemployable because they don't have skills. So the 2,000 that you've seen as Edmond put through the system is that these people did not have an opportunity at all. Some of them, even after standard 8, they did not get an opportunity to go to Form 1. Others went to Form 1 up to Form 4, and they couldn't go anywhere else. So what we've done is to offer them skills. We do training for them. We do mindset change for them, so that they have at least hope in life. Secondly, we take them through our polytechnics. We train them. They are mercenaries, they are plumbers, they are people who are doing hospitality, all those kind of skills. After that, now we can be able to release them to the job market. Some are employed in the hotels, some are employed in where we have constructions. And then we have another group that has not been able to benefit from the Meru Youth Service. And this is a group now we intend also to benefit once this the call for we have, even through the BBI, that we ensure that we involve much more resources. We have just taken care of 2,000 young people because the resources that we are getting as a county government are also not very, very adequate. But once we get enough resources, we are going to get many more. Number two, the youth who are in the bonda sector, who are in the small scale employment, we are also helping them through the Meru microfinance, whereby we are offering them resources so that they can be able to employ themselves and change their lives. So we are looking at the youth at the broader perspective, not only the Meru Youth Service.
Thank you so much, Bwana Chief of Staff Gideon Kimathi, speaking to us this evening on behalf of the Governor Kiraitu Murungi on the issues of development and the issues that affect the people of the great county of Meru. Thank you so much for making time for us. Do have a good evening. Let's take another short break. When we come back, we still have plenty more for you. Stay with us.
With Lipa na M-Pesa, you get more, and now you can win.
Kwa majina naitwa Salma Salim, natoka Mombasa County, na mimi ndio mshindi wa nyumba ya Lipa na M-Pesa. Nilikuwa nimelala, nikasikia simu inalia, nikapokea. I was so excited. At the moment, option ya kwanza itakuwa kuirent. Wakenya wote wazidi kushiriki, wataweza kushinda vitu vingi kutoka kwa Safaricom.
Lipa na M-Pesa and win now. Do more with Lipa na M-Pesa.
The Waste Electrical and Electronic Equipment Center is an ISO-certified company leading in safe disposal of e-waste in Africa. E-waste defines all electronics that are obsolete or are overtaken by technology, e.g. phones, solar equipment, TVs, cables, microwaves, batteries, etc. They contain carcinogenic elements such as lead and phosphor powder that enter the food chain through reckless disposal of electronic equipment. Take initiative to dispose safely. Reach us on email or the numbers on your screen.
Do your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums. Ah, Colgate Herbal. Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Fit Me Foundation from Maybelline, New York. Fits your unique tone and texture. Blurs pores, stop shine. For your most natural matte. Fit Me Matte and Poreless, only from Maybelline, New York.
Runner Auction Drive. Runner Auto Selection Limited, importers of selected motor vehicles, introduces 100 newly imported cars on auction. Visit our Kisumu, Eldoret and Nairobi branches and drive away with a brand new motor vehicle at the lowest prices. 27th February, Kisumu. 28th February, Eldoret. 29th February, Nairobi. We shall also be having auctions in Kisumu every Thursday starting from 20th February. For more inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0701 777 779. Runner Auto Selection. Your choice, your success.
At Safaricom Foundation, we believe that people's dreams have the power to uplift their communities. And this is why we are committed to investing in programs that focus on health, education, and economic empowerment. Through Ndoto Zetu, last year, we met one such dreamer, Dr. Michael Kazungu, who believed that improving some of the facilities at Blue Nile Hospital would increase the levels of access to healthcare for the residents of Mkoroshoni in Kilifi County.
Tulikuwa kama wanakijiji tunapata shida sana.
Kwa bahati nzuri tulipo apply basi tulitunukiwa zawadi kubwa sana, mashine ya kupima damu inaitwa Fulmogram machine pamoja na kile kitanda. Wengi ambao wanakuja sasa hivi wanapata huduma nzuri kwa bei nafuu.
Tuma ombi lako leo online safaricomfoundation.org/ndoto zetu au tafuta msafara wa Safaricom mkoa wako.
Ndoto zetu, uwezo wetu.
Time now for the latest on the coronavirus. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. My name is Burrows and we're coming to you live from the Gatimene Gardens. This is the Mountain Edition. We've been in Meru County this weekend and tonight is the grand finale. Now back to that international news. And China has reported another 97 virus deaths, raising the death toll from the coronavirus epidemic to 2,442 as 650 new cases emerge. China's government confirmed on Sunday that all but one of the deaths occurred in the epicenter of Hubei province. In South Korea, authorities confirmed coronavirus cases had spiked to 602, with the death toll rising to 5, while in Italy, the Venice Carnival Festival will close 7 days earlier after a coronavirus outbreak in northern Italy. So 130 confirmed cases and 2 deaths, with a major quarantine looming till March the 1st. Protests erupted in Iran following censorship of this outbreak, and residents accused the government of lying to them even as the virus spread and claimed at least 6 lives by Saturday evening, with infections feared to be in the thousands. Edmond, over to you.
Thank you so much, Olive. Let's chase away the cold with some quick music before we get into the sports.
Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria. Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria.
Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria.
Mokendia weto. Mokendia weto.
Inombara wakiria.
Mokendia weto. Mokendia weto.
Inombara wakiria.
Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria.
Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria.
Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria.
Mokendiare nyomba inombara wakiria.
Mokendia weto.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we have these sports for you. Please stay with us.
Molfix breathable surface developed with airsoft technology is very soft and provides the best Molfix skincare.
I found the best diaper for my baby's sensitive skin.
All babies deserve a high-quality diaper. You should also try Molfix.
Looking at the assignment keenly, we are supposed to be in Mombasa County, not Kilifi County. That is where we are headed right now.
Hey, nakwambia. Si tulitoka mbio.
Yeah.
This story was a story that didn't go very far beyond writing out of casual observation.
The story did not really come out the way you've pitched it, and that was very disappointing for me.
Breastfeeding tips for new mothers. Anticipate your baby's desires. You can anticipate their needs by watching for a few telltale signs. Get comfortable while nursing. The constant squirming and moving on your part can disrupt your baby's breastfeeding.
Kiss Kids diapers. Kiss Kids, no rashes. Kiss Kids, no rashes. Bye-bye rashes. Bye diapers. Choose Kiss Kids.
NTV Sport in association with MozartBet. SMS NTV to 29990.
And time to play here on NTV. I'm Ida Warenga. Well, Kenya's Rayton Okwiri is out of the Olympics African boxing qualifiers after a controversial split decision loss to middleweight top seed Kavuma David Semuju of Uganda. Okwiri, who boxed at the 2016 Olympics, was ahead in the scorecards after 2 rounds, but the judges ultimately went with the Ugandan. African Games silver medalist Kenyan Shafi Bakari takes on Ghana's Tete Sulemanu in the second round of their flyweight contest. Now, this bout is one in a series of 8 that were to start at 9 p.m. East African time. In the final fight involving a Kenyan on day 4, Commonwealth bronze medalist Christine Ongare faces Omela Havyarimana from Burundi in the flyweight, with the winner earning a quarterfinal date with second seed Zalia Modestine Munga from Congo.
Semuju onto the back foot, which we only saw in the closing 10 seconds of the opening round.
Well, tough luck for Okwiri there. Let's move on. Tusker FC slipped up in their title chase as they were held to a 1-1 draw by Wazito in the Kenyan Premier League. This as defending champions Gor Mahia dug deep to secure a slim win in Kericho in a day that saw 18 goals scored across 4 matches.
10-man Tusker FC failed to pick up maximum points at home after a 1-0 draw against Moneybags Wazito at the Roraka Stadium. Crispinas Ocheng gave the Brewers the lead in the 58th minute following a free kick from Rogers Aloro. Tusker's joy will be short-lived as Paul Kiongera stepped off the bench to equalize on the stroke of full time. This was after Sammy Major's late dismissal for a second bookable offence. The result sees Tusker drop to third on 42 points, 6 behind leaders Gor Mahia. Wazito move up to 13th on 16 points.
So uko kwa line unataka mtu kwa nini? Chukua ball toa nje upumzike. Yeah, but hiyo ni decision yake. It cost but nothing we can do. We have to continue working hard.
A month ago we did the same, 1-0 down against a good team, and we came back really strong and we equalised. And then against Western Steamer we were winning 1-0, they equalised and we came again and we got the winner. So I think we've shown this spirit for the last month now, you know, so that spirit takes a long time to build.
In other results, Gor Mahia edged Zoo 3-2 to maintain top spot in the league. Kakamega Homeboys thrashed Chemelil 6-0 to climb to second, and Ulinzi Stars beat Kisumu All Stars 3-2. Ian Mugo, NTV.
And competitive skating has gained popularity in the recent past, and Meru hasn't been left behind. The Meru Skating Club, which was founded in 2018, is one of many beneficiaries of funding from the county government. The club, which now has more than 70 skaters, some as young as 4 years old, has most recently taken part in the Laikipia Skating Championship and is hoping to participate in the Mombasa edition. The club trains at the Kinoru Stadium.
Hakuna viatu za mashindano cause mimi natrainisha speed peke yake. So speed hizi viatu wako nazo si za speed. Mara ya kwanza tulipata sponsor na county wakatupia viatu 20. Ndio nilianzisha na hii club. So unakuta ni ngumu sana kwa watoto kushinda hizo mashindano kwa sababu ya viatu ambazo wako nazo. For example tuko na hizo speed skating boot na hizo normal boot. Hizo unaona kama hiyo inapita, hiyo ni speed boot. Hiyo iko na speed kuliko hizo zingine normal boot, unaona hizo ni boot tudogo.
Naweza taka kuwa mchezaji, naweza enda kwa mashindano ndo ni shindanie Kenya.
Well, to what has undoubtedly been the biggest sports news of the day, Tyson Fury produced a dominant performance to end Deontay Wilder's 5-year reign as World Boxing Council heavyweight champion in 7 thrilling rounds of their Las Vegas rematch. The Brit pummeled his rival in a way that few could have honestly imagined following their 2018 draw, flooring him in the 3rd and 5th rounds. A jab and right hand, which ironically is a combination that Wilder has always used to bring down opponents in the past, sent the American down in the 3rd, stunning the MGM Grand Arena. Wilder, who was making his 11th defense, took a slip before the round was out, before a right and left hand to the body sent the 34-year-old down again in the 5th. Ultimately, Wilder's team threw in the towel in the 7th round in fear of his health after the American fought close to 4 rounds with a reportedly burst up and bleeding eardrum. Deontay Wilder was rushed to the hospital after missing the post-fight conference.
I just want to say big shout out to Deontay Wilder. You know, he came here tonight, he manned up, he really did show heart of a champion. I hit him with a clean right hand and dropped him, and he got back